Hey everyone, and welcome to Invincible Theory. This is a channel where we will discuss everything that has to do with the Invincible universe, whether that's the series on Prime, the comics, video games, and even merchandise like the action figures. As a huge fan of this universe and its story, which to me is without a doubt one of the best superhero stories ever told, and arguably just one of the best comic stories, period. I thought there was no better time than now to share that passion with everyone else, since as of yesterday, it was exactly 23 years since the launch of the first Invincible issue back in January 22nd of 2003. And to celebrate that, the series on Prime debuted the trailer for Season 4, which is what we will be discussing and breaking down in this video. Before we get into it though, I will be trying my best to remain as spoiler free as possible, because even though we will discuss the entirety of Invincible on this channel, when it comes to videos pertaining to the TV show, I don't want to purposely spoil it for fans who are just getting into this universe by way of the series. So do me a favor and also remain as spoiler free as you can in the comments section below. But without further ado, let's break down this incredible trailer to Season 4. Alright, so we begin by seeing Mark going through a tough time processing all the devastation and the casualties caused by the Invincible War and the battle with Conquest at the end of Season 3. We also see that in the beginning of this season, he's still healing from his fight with Conquest, so he wears these pieces very reminiscent to Robot's suit. But one great aspect about this series that sets it apart from most is that yes, we get those larger than life, violent fights and set pieces, but we also see what the other side of that coin is. They don't refrain from showing us what that would really do to these cities and the innocent lives that would be lost. So this season we'll also see how all this weighs on Mark, and the guilt he feels will have him question his approach. We then see Eve begin to have trouble using her powers, which is something she'll be dealing with throughout the season. Of course, we won't go into spoilers, but we did see this hinted at during the last episode of Season 3. We are shown the newest lineup to the Guardians of the Globe, this time showing a character named Britt in a leader role. We did briefly see him during the Invincible War last season. We then get a look at Mark versus Dinosaurus, one of three main villains that will encompass this season, and this should happen within the first half of the season. But of course, we'll do a proper video on Dinosaurus in the near future. Right after, we are shown Universa, which will be the second main villain we see in this trailer, and one we see battling Eve throughout. She was just announced to be voiced by Denai Guerrera, who you would know most from The Walking Dead or from the recent Black Panther movies. Next, we see Omni-Man and Alan return to the Grayson household in their new coalition attire, and with the intention of recruiting Mark for the battle against the Viltrumites in what will be known as the Viltrumite War. We see shots of Viltrum itself, an army of Viltrumites, and let's not forget that there are technically only around 50 or so full-blooded Viltrumites left. But we also see more shots of them taking over planets, with a further look at some of their technological capabilities. We see some establishing shots of three other characters that seem to be joining the coalition for this war, those being Tech Jacket, who we also saw take on some Mark variants during the Invincible War, Battle Beast, who will have a much bigger role this time, as well as Space Racer, the one from Nolan's books that Mark read, who was the man with the invincible gun, also known as the Infinity Ray. Like I said earlier, these new characters will get their own dedicated videos with everything we need to know prior to Season 4 in the days to come. We see that Oliver continues to grow much quicker due to his mother's species and looks years older than when we last saw him. This season is really giving us some incredible visuals. One of my favorites of the trailer is this one as we see Nolan and Alan on an alien planet, most likely when they are looking to recruit Space Racer. Great shot of Nolan walking away from the Grayson household and looking back at Debbie in the doorway. These scenes between them are going to be really interesting to see play out, because one thing the series has done is expand moments from the comics and most of the time perfect these interactions between the characters. We get some shots of this TV show exclusive side plot involving Damian Darkblood and Hell. We see Damian begin to suit up alongside some other demons, and to me, his final look gives him a silhouette similar to Hellboy when he has his horns. Finally, a side story that even readers don't know how it'll play out. Robert Kirkman had mentioned always wanting to include a subplot with the trope of the hero going to hell and fighting the devil, so we'll see if that's how it plays out. We see snippets of the Coalition against various Viltrumites, including Battle Beast against Thula, who's returning from Season 2 when she went up against Mark and Nolan. An epic scene of a Viltrumite ship being destroyed before we get this amazing shot of the Coalition team assembled, with the lineup having Mark, Nolan, Oliver, Alan, Battle Beast, Tech Jacket, and even Thetis. And then at the very end of the trailer, we get the reveal of the leader of the Viltrum Empire, with his full name and title being Grand Regent Thrag, and if you thought it couldn't get any worse than Conquest, think again. Thrag is considered the strongest, most skilled, and dangerous Viltrumite alive, making him arguably the strongest character in the universe. And that is my breakdown of the trailer to Season 4. I hope you enjoyed it, and can't wait to dive into so many specific characters and details in their own videos on our road to the release of Season 4 in a little under 2 months on March 18th. But let me know what you all thought about this trailer, and if there was anything I missed, please let me know down in the comments below. Just try not to spoil any specifics. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with all of our upcoming videos. And for more on Invincible, take a look at the rest of the channel. And I'll catch you all in the next video.